Sam Brinton is Joe Biden's non-binary nuclear waste guru. And Sam has now recently been forced out of the administration. At first, Sam was just placed on leave. Now Sam is gone from the administration. They're not making clear whether Sam was fired or left. But here, this is a 35-year-old person. They say, I can't do the they. I'm sorry. They is already taken. They is not an available pronoun to people. Sam is non-binary, wants us to refer to Sam as they. Sam got suspended when the news first broke. And here was the news. Okay, first, there was an incident in Minnesota, okay? And Sam was accused of stealing somebody's luggage. And this is something we all worry about when our bag is going around the luggage carousel. Is somebody going to take my bag? You think it's going to happen inadvertently. You certainly don't want somebody to intentionally steal it, but that's what Sam was accused of. According to the criminal complaint, the authorities called Sam up to say, did you take this woman's bag? And Sam said, I didn't have a bag. No, I didn't take anybody's bag. No. And they said, we know that you took a bag. It wasn't yours. And then Sam apparently said, well, you're right. I mistook the bag. I thought that this one was mine. And so it was all in good faith. And then they reminded Sam, no, actually, you didn't bring a bag at all. You actually didn't have a bag. And he said, oh, well, I forgot that I didn't take a bag. And so I took this woman's bag completely by mistake. And they said, no, we have videotape of you removing the tag from her bag and putting it in your handbag, Sam. So Sam was caught dead to rights. And then there was another incident, Victor. That one was in Minnesota. There was one in Vegas as well. Security footage shows Sam walking through Harry Reid International Airport with the luggage. It was a $320 bag, lifted from a carousel, stuffed with more than $3,000 worth of jewelry, clothes, and makeup that did not belong to Sam. Unclear why Sam targeted the suitcase, but it was a luxury brand. And they say Sam pulled the victim's luggage from the carousel, examined the tag, then placed it back, looked in all directions. When it came back again, he pulled it off the carousel and did the same thing, and the cops smelled a rat. A cop saw the newspaper article about what had happened in Minneapolis, went back and checked the security footage and realized this is the same guy. He's a serial thief. And we had him working in the nuclear department of our energy department. And it does raise the question of whether we are hiring based on the right criteria.
Yeah, I think all of us are live and let live, Megyn. We don't really care what a person's individual sexual proclivities are, as long as it's incidental, not essential to who you are. But once these people privilege that and say that this is how you're going to define me, then it's legitimate to criticize them because of that. And what we're seeing is that they use this transgendered issue, or sometimes being gay, as sort of a veneer that under which they can do almost anything and you're not supposed to say anything. Pete Buttigieg's another example. He was always billed as the first gay Department of Transportation. He just went on maternity leave for 2 months. And my God, we had supply chains. If you flew over the port of LA, you would see cargo ships, out to the horizon. And you couldn't really function if you took a flight, needed a connection for a long time, and you couldn't find a rental car. Gas was inexpensive, and the whole transportation bureaucracy was in a mess. But it didn't matter because Pete Buttigieg was the first gay person, and he was married, and he was home with his husband. And so they use these lifestyles in a way that is supposed to be, I guess, defer us or deflect from them what they're actually doing on the job, which isn't much. And then they get very angry, and if you object to their performance on the job, then you become transphobic or homophobic. Mm-hmm. But I think they're really pushing it because the idea of the civil rights movement was to make your race or your gender or your sexual proclivities incidental, so that we're all just people. But when you start to privilege that as the essential essence of who you are, then you're going to come in for criticism in a way that I think is legitimate.
The paternity leave thing for Pete Buttigieg, so he took 2 months. That's what I took for my third child because we were launching my show in the prime time. I took 2 months for Thatcher, and I actually got cut open and delivered a baby out of my body. So we should not be taking the same maternity leave, Pete Buttigieg and I.
No, I know. And I think your job was important, but the nation's transportation didn't depend on you, and it did on him. And he didn't seem to care about people who, their trains were ransacked and there were Amazon packages all over the ground in LA. You couldn't get baby formula. You couldn't. I'd get on a plane. The plane would fly around because it was looking for fuel sometimes, and you couldn't find a rental car. You couldn't fill up for less than $7 a gallon for diesel in California. It was a mess. It is a mess. And he didn't really care. All we heard was about his sexual orientation. The same thing with Karen, what's her name?
Karine Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre, the press secretary.
The worst.
She was billed not as a brilliant press secretary or had a distinguished record in journalism, but as the first gay Black woman. And therefore, when she's not doing a very good job and she's doing a dismal job, then once she has made that declaration of who she is, then you can't say anything because you're racist or you're misogynist or whatever, or you're transphobic or gay, gay.
But they keep getting burned. They keep getting burned with these elections. They don't learn. Just this week, they invited a drag queen to the White House for the marriage equality bill signing. This is an attempt by the Biden administration to reach out to, I guess, the ever important drag queen constituency amongst the Democratic Party. And this person's history, you go back and look at this person's history. This person goes by Marty Cummings and was joined by another drag queen named Britta Filter. Okay. There's probably something I'm not seeing in the name Marty Cummings, but in any event, Marty Cummings in the past tweeted out, "The kids are out to sing and suck D." This is a person invited to our White House. This is who the Biden administration thinks that is an appropriate choice. And this Britta, performed for a group of children at Grace Church School in New York, which became controversial because the children later came out and said they felt pressured to dance along with this drag queen. Like it was okay. They walked in and they were handed pride stickers and told, "Take one or you're homophobic." This person, Cummings, posted a photo showing them with 3 fellow drag queens and a young child saying, "This kid wants to perform with us next year." Drag Queen Story Hours, what they're known for. They call it a family-friendly event, sure. And again, this guy, Cummings, the one who said the kids are out to sing and suck D, who's hanging out with the president now, tweeted out in 2020, "F the police, defund the police, we want to abolish ICE." And then ACAB, I guess he promoted ACAB, which stands for All Cops Are Bees. So in any event, there's no screening process, Victor, or there is and they just don't care.
I don't understand this because remember it was Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton, almost any issue that was controversial, they always said, "We're here to protect the children. This is for the children. We work on the left for the children." And this idea that you're attracted to somebody, even below the age of consent, we have this new word, minor attraction rather than pedophilia that they're pushing.
Disgusting.
And so what they're doing is insidiously lowering the bar on the age of sexuality and sexual sensitivity and cognition. And I don't understand that because that used to be the idea that among the left, they told us that childhood was sacrosanct. And if anything, the age of consent was always too low in some of the backward states. And all of a sudden, because of this transgender movement, they're now really, I don't know what their intent is, but they're really they're murky. It's a very murky idea now about a child ability to absorb sexuality in the rawest form. And they don't have a problem with it with these drag shows. And I think they've kind of crossed the Rubicon on this. I think people en masse are going to revolt against it because they're going to say, you know what? Children are not going to sit there and be subjected to this type of language or displays. And I think that's going to be across the political spectrum. So I think they've really overdone it and they're going to have a big pushback.
Bon Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. I love this company. They've really helped me. I have dry eye and I wear their glasses when I watch the computer screen. I've really noticed a difference. Founded on science, inspired by nature, all Bon Charge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern day world. From blue light glasses to red light therapy to EMF management and circadian friendly lighting, Bon Charge products help you naturally address the issues of our modern day way of life effortlessly. Their glasses come in non-prescription and prescription and reading options as well. Boncharge also has other amazing products like low blue light bulbs, red light therapy devices, EMF 5G protection, and 100% blackout sleep masks, all backed by science. Highly recommend the sleep masks too. They can ship worldwide in rapid time, and most importantly, they have easy returns and exchanges. Go to boncharge.com, BONCHARGE.com/MK. Use that coupon code MK, and that will save you 20% off your order. Boncharge.com/MK. Use that coupon code MK to save yourself 20%. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.